All right. So, actually, hi, welcome back to a brand new video of the Targeted Individual Program, Targeted Experience. So, I had my earbuds in my ears connected to my phone, and, it was connected. Went to put on some music on Spotify, and it started playing through the phone. I'm like, why is it playing through the phone? Disconnected, my earbud is connected, and when I went to look, my earbud was indeed connected. But I guess they wanted to, engage in using my phone to target me. Right? So there was a song I was playing. I had paused by Culture Beat, Mr. Vane. The one it says, "Call him Mr. Vane, call him Mr. Vane, call him," and then it goes, "Call him insane," right? And so, it's funny that how they will let that song play out loud on my phone speakers, because again, that's that is the subliminal about exposing them for what it is that they're doing and doing my videos, that I constantly be on the surveillance. Listen, I'm on the surveillance regardless, like I said. So you hear the sirens, right? So it's a feeble attempt on their part, particularly with me, to try to send me those type of subliminal message, because I know those subliminal message is just bullshit and lies. Now, let's talk about the power of association again. All right. Look, across the street, that what is it? Beige color. All right, so she's wearing a beige color long coat with a hood. All right. Oh yeah, she looking over here too. I have to tell you. Right, so Pam is whenever she wears that coat, that same color coat, khaki color, actually I should say, not beige, khaki color. All of a sudden, I'll start seeing people wearing those colors. And again, it's called the power of association. So when you see that color, and she's wearing that color, all of a sudden you go outside and see a lot of people wearing that color, right? It's the power association is used to remind you. Now, sometimes you are reminded, sometimes you're not, depending on, and listen, I'm not focused on that, because, like I said, I just expose what it is that they're doing. You can't, me exposing these things, is a way of making sure that people truly understand what's going on, And again, for whistleblowers, for those within the government agencies who know that there's wrongdoing going on by the U.S. government, its agencies, its heads of departments, its head of agencies are doing wrong. They don't want anyone to expose their crimes and what it is that they're doing, the wrong that they're doing. Just like in the police department, just like in the predator department, police predator department, right? When good police officers, not predator cops now, but the good police officers, who come forward and say, this is what's still going on. Like, they're still engaging in stop and frisk. They're still violating people's privacy. Or when a good cop stops a predator officer from violating the rights of someone, those officers are attacked. Not the ones who are violating the rights, not the ones who are doing wrong. The ones who are doing wrong and violating people's rights, they get promoted. All right, and if you don't believe me, go look it up, okay? The good police officers, they get targeted, they get fired, right? They get ostracized, they get called mentally ill. They get same color. Let's talk about, right? So now you start to see those colors, right? Like I said, I call it when I call it. I call it when I see it, because I know. So anyhow, right? So those police officers are ostracized. They're fired. They're they're called crazy because the crazy theme is what they use, right? The mental illness is what they use as a tool to discredit these officers, okay? As well as whistleblowers, and as well as, including targeted individuals, right? Who are victims of non-consensual human experimentation, and those of us who are microchipped, right? For the purpose of remote neural monitoring. And highly gross and extreme violation of our human rights, our civil rights, and constitutional rights. Okay, this is how they get away with it, right? Because and again, they use the label as a weapon. You have to understand this. They use the label as a weapon, and on top of that, they cause a lot of issues within people, within groups of people, within family, right? They go in your Predator department. Let's see, are those Predator officers? Got all their lights flashing. Okay. Let's see. I thought you had the number 32 in there. Okay. Because, you turn off his lights, right? Yeah. You better. I got the camera. Look at these ones over here. These tinted windows. They're probably cops too. Right? Because they love to drive those, was a Chevy? Like a Chevy. Anyhow, this is what they engage in. So when, the good police officers come forward and they say, hey, look, same color again. This is what they're doing in the department. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, they're on the car, it might be on the police officer, I don't know, who knows. But I think they are. You got the lights and stuff like that, right? So yeah. Right? So yeah, they will engage in using, right, the psychiatric labeling as a weapon, right? When I talk about how they can weaponize everything is weaponized against black people, everything. We are weaponized against ourselves and each other. All right, that's to show you. So when I talk about Negropeans, that's what I talk about. Because we're ignorant, we don't know, we don't want to know. But when you start to gain insights, you start to gain knowledge, right? By doing the research, by listening to people who tell you the truth about yourself and who you are as a person, and not in terms of personally, but in terms of your history as a black person, right? Your history, right? Besides the lies omitted from the history books, those things. So when you know that there are people out there who look like you, who have done the research as these racist white people who's telling us the truth, and even the white people who tell us the truth, right? They're like, for example, so there's a German historian and archaeologist named Gert Metzer, or Gert Mueller, something like that, Metzer. But he has written many books on the African origin of ancient Rome, the African origin of ancient Greek, the African origin of ancient Egypt, all this stuff, right? You cannot find his book nowhere. You cannot even buy any of his book. So when I talk about how the stuff that they engage in, the sabotage, the holding and hiding of information, you hear the sirens? I said the holding, yeah, the holding and the the hiding of information, the deception. Like I said, I don't have to make up shit. I don't have to lie. I don't have to get nobody to accuse anybody of anything. Right? That's what they have to do. And it's usually because, whether people who are in positions of power, who abuse their authority, or those with money who have the ability, the financial resources, the manpower, right, the technology, right, because they feel that they can do whatever they want. They also have the influence and the power also, and they can do whatever they want. Right? And we are nothing but tools to them. We are nothing but pawns in their games, right? Whether it be to feed the prison industry, right? Whether it be to engage in non-consensual human experimentation, whether it be to manipulate the minds of a group of people with menticide. You know, these things are purposely done. Whether it be to poison that said group of people using lead, using air pollution, right? I mean, come on now. Everything I said has been documented. Like I said, I'm not an expert in these things, but I've read articles by people who've researched these things, these experts who've researched these things, and say, yes, this is what they do. This is what the U.S. government do. This is what corporations are doing, right? The American Psychological Association, they come out and they apologize for using psychiatry as a weapon against black people, but they're still doing it. They're still doing it. And again, it's an empty apology. If you're not apologizing with reparations in hand, then don't apologize, because you don't mean it. Okay? This is what we as black people, particularly ADOS people in America, that's what they have to understand. Fuck the apology if it does not come with reparations. Okay? Apology don't mean shit because they still continue to engage in the very same practices that they apologize for. You know what I'm saying? So it makes no sense. You know, again, empty promises, empty apologies. They basically dangling the carrot in front of our faces, right? There's certain things that they know exactly what they're doing, and we fall for it because, again, talk about psychological conditioning, talk about the use of technology to subdue our emotions, right? To confuse us, to do all sorts of things. So all these things play a big part. Look at your credit to the department over there. So all these things play a big part in how we as a society, and particularly how we as black people, continue to suffer in this society, in this system, right? Because the system, again, is meant to suppress black people economically, socially, educationally, historically, right? Psychologically, right? Technologically, all aspects of our daily lives, right? And I talk about this, if you go look at in the tech sector, how many black people as a whole is in that. We're talking about single digits, right? You look at psychiatry, black people in psychiatry, single digits again, right? Look at medicine, how many black people are in medicine? Again, we talk about maybe, again, I don't exactly know, but I can guesstimate that, again, that's in the single digits. Right? Talk about finance. Any black people in America in the finance, again, right? CEOs of financial companies, again, in the single digits, right? And it's because the white racists do not want to promote black people, put black people in those positions because of fear. You know what I'm saying? And, but we have to, as black people, we have to have a collective mindset. Look, in your credit department again, right? Going the other way. Anyhow, I'll continue this conversation. Talk to you guys in the next video.